tonight is just going to be a long fucking rant. So, instead of looking at me, just kind of see the scenery, as it were. Well, anyways, biggest problems. I'm sick and tired of so-called cops and wannabe cops harassing people because they have a badge. They think that they're all that in a bag of chips. They think they're fucking Doritos or some shit, you know? Just because, hey, I have a weapon of some sort. I have a badge, you know? I am important, and I have to bully you and all this. I am sick and tired of this crap. What I'm also sick and tired of is police harassing the homeless. This I find fucked up. Understand this. People that have nothing, they have no place to go, and you are harassing them because they're asleep. They're not violent or destroying property or anything. They just happen to be, sleeping, just trying to live their lives, So where are they supposed to be able to stay when they're ushered into concentration camps, which they like to call shelters? And I've seen a lot of these shelters, and the majority of them are worse than prison at times. And yes, American prisons are horrible from what is actually the standards nowadays, and also county jails are even more fucked up. They find that this is supposed to be the norm, to treat people like shit because they have less than you. They have less because, well, things have happened to them in their lives. It's not like they choose to be this. Sometimes some people are born into severe poverty. They can't escape out of it. It's a vacuum that they get sucked deeper and deeper into this hole. Also, you have is other problems where the economy is tanked, people losing their jobs left and right to other people that are, well, will do the work for a fraction of the price or whatever, or illegal immigrants, or even people giving the jobs over to migratory workers that get paid less, have no benefits whatsoever, and there is, citizenry that need the damn jobs. Oh no, we are not going to give it to them. This is what I'm sick of. This bullshit. And they tell you to go get a job. If you're homeless, you have no place, you have no phone, no identity, basically, if you don't have the basic necessities in America, such as, well, a vehicle, any form of, transportation, you have to have a vehicle. Because to get a job, you don't just have to have a residency. They demand that you have also a vehicle and also bank accounts and stuff like this. Well, what if you're homeless? You don't even have... Well, of course you're not going to have a resident. Nowadays they do have phones, these free phone systems, but even for a lot of people that are on the streets, it's hard for them to even get these damn phones, because to get it, they have to go through other agency to be able to get, assistance, such as food stamps, general relief. There is some programs, but majority of these programs don't help enough. They're handouts, but not a hand up. Not to lift people out of poverty. A lot of times it's just to keep them stable within the poverty line. And what's even worse is throwing these people into prison or jails just because they're homeless. This I find irritating and retarded. It's just so it's just so damn sad that America has come to this horrible place. This is no longer my country. I'm serious. This isn't the land I grew up with. I know, America was horrible even when I was born, but from what I've seen nowadays, it's just worse and worse and worse. And I find it to be really odd that people that just come here seeking asylums, political asylums, stuff like that. You declare asylum, you want an asylum, go to this country, oh, you get pushed up from the line for citizenship, and you get is $10,000 per person. Now that is fucked up. Instead of giving it to these refugees or political asylum, help out your people, your citizenry that is in need, that are desperate, that are homeless. And a majority of the homeless are actually mentally insane. And you're going to say, well, that's the problem of this. They deserve... No, they don't. There's a lot of people that need medical attention that are thrown out. There are people that need psychiatric attention, mental care, and they're given to no care whatsoever. There is some that were able to work the systems to be able to get some assistance, but not enough to where it is actually necessary for them to function or to be in a normal society. It's just sad. Everything is not right in this country. It's just getting worse and worse. The great divide between the haves and the have-nots is greatly increasing to where it's just terrifying. The ones that do have, they see no problem within the system. They go, oh, they got what they deserve type attitude. But wait until you fall. Shit happens to you. You start finding out how fucking difficult it is. And I've seen people try committing suicide over fucking money, over bullshit. Yes, there is some sort of, help, but to find it, you have to go search for it. No one's really going to help you on this. And yeah, I'm just for it. That's why it's kind of doing that. What else? I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of the police around, well, at least in Orange County. They have nothing better to do than just harass the homeless and people that happen to be walking. For me, I walk and I don't have a car. I take public transportation. I notice I get harassed more because of my skin color than somebody of a darker skin tone that dress the same as I do the exact same thing. What the fuck is going on? It's like certain areas, It's like if they see you walking, oh, we have to harass you. We have to get you out of town. Even though you live there and the police force or it's, the sheriff's department that's running that area, so-called policing the zone, they harass, they lie. I can't stand liars. And in America, the majority of the police forces are fucking liars. If there is a hell of any kind, of any belief, then all of the majority of politicians, all lawyers, all judges, people in law enforcement such as cops, sheriffs, rangers, especially the American Border Patrol, the majority of these people, like 99.999%, almost like 100%, will go to hell if, let's say, if Dante's, concept of what hell is, Dante's, like from his book, Dante's, his Inferno. It's not called Dante's Inferno, it's actually called Inferno. Dante was the writer. Well, yeah, something like that. Anyways, these stories, if they were actually true, I'm not saying if it is or isn't, but they would go to hell. I'm not saying this is, commonplace for the whole world, but for America, this is what it is. And then we go to hell. Burn for all eternity, be tortured for being liars. And then even ones that are accusing and false incrimination of their local, their fellow man, they surely will die 1,000 deaths and be burned upon the fiery pyres of hell. All that, hell and brimstone type of shit. But in reality of how this is, I say that this is what I've known. They're going to meet their downfall, and they're going to die horrible deaths. It's true. They will. I'm not trying to be like a sermon of, to be religiously conscious or not, but here is a fundamental thing. Society is fucked up, and it's getting worse and worse. And having people that harass others just because they're different doesn't mean that you have the right to do so. The world is becoming darker and more fucked up, or am I just realizing it's just fucked up? I know it's always been fucked up since the beginning of time. Everything has. But do we need to keep on adding on to the fires? To let, evil reign supreme by just adding on to it? Humanity needs more than this. Why is it considered a crime to do is sit in a park during our, normal operating hours? It's considered a crime to be in a park nowadays. They harass you. They accuse you of being things you're not. And especially, why is it a crime to be homeless? Why is it a crime to have not enough money? Why is it a crime to have what is considered too much money? Because in Texas, a cop can do is take all your money because he declared that you have an unseemly amount, and that is per officer's requirement. Each officer can determine what is an unseemly amount, and no way in hell are you able to fight it or to win or even get any of your money back or your property back. California is horrible like that too. It's just bullshit. I'm asking for just a simple kindness. Every single person out here, even if you watch this video once or whatever, even if it's one person, I just want is you to do is take into account that there are people worse off than you. You may have not experienced things like this yourself, but just think about this. What if the next day you turn around, everything you had was gone, and then you're in this situation? Before you accuse somebody or you criticize somebody, try to understand what it is that that person has gone through. You know, it is not always easy. And I know that life was never meant to be a piece of cake, because humanity always made sure that everything is always fucked up with idiotic laws and rules and all this bullshit that we don't need. And please, just be kind to people. It doesn't hurt to just be nice to somebody. To do is the right thing for a change. To not, go against somebody because they are different or they just have to be in a different horrible situation than you are, Just have the common courtesy of respect to understand that the person you may see that you think they're, you may know that they're worse off financially does not make them a horrible person. And no, not all people are the same. Yes, there are horrible people, but don't specify everybody of a certain status to be that. And not all homeless are crazy. Not all homeless are drug addicts or drunks or thieves. Because you get that type of bad behavior with people with money, multi-billionaires, people that are so-called pillars of society, single moms, and single dads, people that are living from hand to mouth, that are fuck-ups. There is all of that in all levels of society. There are bad and there are good, but just understand that there is more to this world and within your own society than you may have even known. Have a good night, sleep tight, and have something called a conscience, empathy. Till next time.